High-end retailer Saks reported stronger than expected third quarter earnings this morning, earning 6 cents a share, beating estimates by 4 cents. Profits were up sharply to $36 million from $6 a year earlier, and same-store sales rose nearly 6%. Those sales during the all-important fourth quarter should be up in the mid-single-digit range. The CEO of Saks, Sadove, joins us now for Bloomberg Exclusive. Welcome to the program, Steve.
Thank you.
So, a forecast of a brighter holiday season here. You have a high-income customer base. Is this all about the stock market?
Yeah, I think it's tied to their feelings about their net worth. There's a very high correlation between the markets and the luxury consumer spending, and the customers feeling better today than they certainly did a year ago, and certainly from the depths of the recession. So it's a moderated recovery. I don't think it's a V. It's more like a check mark, but we're seeing a good improvement over the last year. So we've had continuous improvement in same-store sales and much less promotion, better gross margins, and we're feeling quite good about the trend.
Right, and those gross margins you called out in the earnings release today, more full-price selling, fewer promotions. We've been hearing from manufacturers, and we've certainly seen the commodity markets, just the price of making the goods is going up. How much is that being translated into what producers are selling to you?
You know, not at the high end. It really is. Most of our goods are European-based. The manufacturers play with the fabrications in terms of modifying it if they have to. We're seeing some modest increases probably into next year, but I don't think it's going to be dramatic as you're seeing at the low end.
But for the consumer, the ticket is going to go up.
No, I don't know that it will, because what you'll see is a little bit of a mix changes, so that you might have a fabrication that's not a leather. You might go to a fabric. You might see some changes. So I haven't really seen that much in the way of price changes. The customer is changing. You know, we modified our good, better, best mix during the recession, shifting some from the very high price points to the more moderate and low within luxury price points. And, you know, the customer's now buying some of the higher price goods again. So as the customer's tastes change, we'll modify the assortments.
Merchandise around them. And you said that you're looking at strategic targeted investments in inventory and in infrastructure to help drive the growth. So it sounds like you're seeing things that are making you confident enough to put more goods on the shelves right now.
Oh, absolutely. Now remember, the luxury sector got hit the hardest during the recession. We saw the sector go down 20–25%. So now you're recovering off of that low base, but we're seeing some healthy numbers, and I think that the investments we're seeing, areas like shoes are growing dramatically, handbags are doing well, certain apparel areas, certain areas within jewelry are doing well. Our internet business growing well into the 20% type of range, and so we're making investments for the longer term.
And that's interesting because it's the discretionary within the discretionary items that you're seeing come back. On consumer credit, Bank of America's CEO out there saying he's hearing from retailers they're seeing a better holiday. On the consumer credit side, what are you experiencing? What are you forecasting?
Well, remember, we don't own our credit card. We sold it to HSBC, but we partner with them. We're seeing improvement in the trends. Clearly, our customers feeling a little bit better. Any number of the metrics that you look at on the credit trends are improving, and we feel quite good about the credit in terms of as it goes into the holiday season.
Now, your customer has an income well into the few $100,000 range. What is your expectation in terms of whether tax cuts are extended for the year or not? How is that going to impact your business decisions? How is that going to impact your customer base? You know,
the reality is we don't know. And the reason we don't know is, on the surface, you'd say, well, if the high-end customer pays a higher tax rate, then they're going to spend less, and therefore it would be harmful. But that's not really it's not really the case, because our customer is probably saving 15% of their income already. They're tied to how do they feel about their net worth and what the stock market's doing. So if a tax increase on the wealthy, and I'm not arguing for or against it, but if it were to help the markets, then it would actually help the consumption, because they're tied to how do they feel about their net worth and what's happening with the stock market. So in an ironic, perverse way, in a sense, the higher taxes, if they help the markets, could actually help consumption.
Are you delaying decisions in order to get clarity in terms of your business strategy right now with whether tax rates are going to be going up a year, 2 years from now?
No, not at all. In fact, we're bought for the spring season. We're now already looking into next fall. So we've made our decisions relative to what we think will happen in the first half of next year. And as we look to the longer term, you know, we're making an assumption that we believe that it will be a somewhat benign environment, that you're not going to see major changes either in the markets on the negative side. And what will happen with tax rates, we're not going to weigh in on.
Very quickly, are you seeing fewer European tourists in your stores because of these concerns in Europe?
Not at all. In fact, with the dollar-euro relationship where it is today, we're seeing quite a number of European tourists, especially in our gateway cities.
So they're still taking advantage there.
Oh, absolutely.
Of the difference. Interesting, because that New York flagship for you is so key. So you're still seeing them come in there. Thank you very much, Steve, for sharing your thoughts on your results today with us.